So when Trump first took office, his first term, at the beginning of 2017, uh, the the economy was doing well. You know, there was some Obama policy holdovers and things like that, but people generally felt very good about the economy, and that held true over the first 3 years of his first term until COVID hit. And but it's like everybody was like, he's a successful businessman. He understands the economy better than most politicians. Yada yada yada. There were these perceptions, and now and he got a bounce from that. And in his second term, people don't have those perceptions anymore. Now that we're 8 months in, almost nine, and swing voters in the 2024 election, they swung from Biden to Trump because of the economy in large part. That was a huge issue. Inflation, things were more expensive, and and Trump campaigned on the economy and inflation and immigration last time, and don't forget the racism and the misogyny and the transphobia. But like the economy and inflation were like the two big things that he campaigned on. Oh, and releasing the Epstein files. And he keeps saying that he's doing the tariffs to bring back manufacturing jobs. Year over year, we've lost like 80,000 manufacturing jobs this year in the United States. And plus it's like all of his supporters still think that a 50% tariff on goods coming from India means that the government of India pays that 50% tariff. They're not very bright people. They're just not. And so now it's like we're 8 months in. We just saw the jobs reports for August. They revised it down in June. There was negative job growth. We're losing manufacturing jobs left and right. And, Trump now owns this economy. He owns every bit of it. Farm bankruptcies have skyrocketed this year. Farmers who voted for Trump. I saw somebody made a video. I think it was a meeting of farmers in Arkansas, and they were basically begging Trump for a bailout. And somebody commented on that video, if I can't get my student loans forgiven, why the fuck should I pay to bail you out? I thought that was an insightful comment. They love socialism when it's on their side. But there's some new polling out this week from EIG, Echelon Insights. There are two questions that they asked in this poll, two out of many, but I'm just going to highlight these two. If elected officials want to make life better for American workers, which would you most like to see them prioritize? 41%, reducing the cost of everyday essentials. Number two, at 24%, making housing more affordable. Way down on the bottom of the list, raising tariffs on imported goods, 3%. Also way down on the list, reducing unauthorized immigration at 6%. What policies has Trump implemented to reduce the cost of everyday essentials and make housing more affordable? None. He blew a $5 trillion hole in the national debt so he could give a tax cut to billionaires. Another question, if elected officials want to make life better for American workers, which would you least like to see them prioritize? Number one, 31%, tariffs. Number three, it's 16%, reducing unauthorized immigration. And when it comes to the economy and immigration and inflation, Donald Trump is dramatically underwater, even with Republicans on those issues. And so it's like the general electorate doesn't give a shit about tariffs or immigration crackdowns when the cost of everyday goods is still through the roof and rising, and nothing's been done to reduce the cost of housing. It's about priorities. You know, everyday Americans prioritize their daily expenses and their housing expenses. And Trump and his supporters don't give a shit about that. I mean, they're on a white supremacist rampage to rid this country of brown people. But, you know, at least we have the midterms in 13 or 14 months. Yay.